So PP2A regulates a protein called tau. And tau is a microtubule associated protein. So in a neuron, you have a structural system in the neuron, which are microtubules. And a good way to think about microtubules, it's almost the skeleton of the cell, right? So it gives the cell its form, right? And it also is train tracks of the cell. So it allows things to move around a cell, right? A neuron. And other cells as well, but we'll talk about neurons, right? Because that's what gets messed up when you have dementia and you have bad memory and you age, your neurons age and die. And so microtubules are really the transport system and give the neuron structure. So this tau protein makes up these microtubules.
Neurons have these long extensions called axons that sometimes can be, up to a yard long or so, of these very, very narrow channels which lead to the connections to other neurons, synapses. And those channels have the microtubules, so it's like a railroad track, and they're motor proteins that transport stuff to and from the synapses where they connect to other nerves, and that's the way the nervous system works.
PP2A regulates this tau protein. And so in order for tau to do its job and play its role in having very, very solid microtubules that are healthy and are able to do the job that they are meant to do, PP2A has to be in its optimal state. And PP2A's optimal state is what EHT promotes. And so by taking me sports, and which is active component of which is EHT, that promotes PP2A to be in its most functional state, which allows it to regulate tau and have very robust microtubule formation. And the microtubules are essential for that axon, for that synapse to happen. And so that's one of the things that'll happen when you get microtubules start to get messed up, is that synapse will disconnect. And that is what makes up your brain, is all these connected synapses. And so when you start to lose memory, that means these synapses are breaking.
You're losing those connections, and those connections are what constitutes memory. So you and learning.
It's who you are as a person, and so all those connections and the randomness of those connections happen, and that's how your brain forms its roadmap of the world, and is you. So your perception, your memories, who you are as a person are the amalgam of all those synapses.